the one.
Welcome to Route 10. Today I'm coming to you with a public service announcement. Only you can prevent dumpster fires. Cheers. I have to tell you, I am really disappointed in the response to the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer. It has serious problems, but they're being given a pass, and this thing is being embraced. And I think I have a pretty good idea of why, and it has a lot to do with this. Ghostbusters 2016. Now, this thing was an abysmal failure. You know, it doesn't need to be stabbed in the eyeball anymore. It's a corpse. It didn't work on any level. Nobody liked it. Now, the thing about this movie, it doesn't exist in the Ghostbusters timeline. It's a hard reboot. It is a completely separate entity. Okay? So, like, if you take Terminator and the new Dark Fate film, they actually deleted films from the timeline that existed so they could drop Dark Fate in and say, no, never mind about those. This is the real sequel to Terminator 2. It didn't work. That failed as well. But they tried, and they actually got rid of films from the timeline to attempt it. Sony did not have to do that with this film, with Afterlife, because Ghostbusters 2016 was a hard reboot, and it doesn't exist in the original Ghostbusters timeline. So people are giving the studio credit for something they didn't do. Everybody's looking to this line in the trailer where it stated, there hasn't been a ghost sighting in 30 years. And they're like, ho, 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 look at them. They're completely ignoring Ghostbusters 2016. And it's like, no, they're not. They don't have to. The film doesn't exist in that timeline. So there could still be a sequel to this film. It exists as its own entity. It's on a separate timeline. They have nothing to do with each other. So that's just for starters. Further, well, there are two major problems with Ghostbusters Afterlife right out of the gate. One of them is directly out of Rian Johnson's toolbox when it comes to Star Wars: The Last Jedi. And that is, the whole 30 years have passed, therefore most people have just completely forgotten about the world-changing events that happened. 30 years. This makes no sense. If you look at our world and the way monumental events are immortalized, they're taught in schools, they are commemorated every year with the annual events. A skyscraper tall, state puffed marshmallow man stomped through the city of New York. The Statue of Liberty came to life. These are world-changing events. Okay, governments would have ghost-busting technology on tap in case this happened again. This is not something that just goes away. It doesn't fade into obscurity. It was world-changing. And yet, this new film trailer treats it as though it just kind of, it happened, and now it's just, the children of the day don't even know about it. They're not taught about it. They're completely unaware. It's like this quaint thing that happened. No. That makes no sense. And again, it's just like The Last Jedi. And that nonsense, it's a huge red flag that this is a dumpster fire waiting to happen. The next major problem connects with the new Batwoman series, okay? What is the big problem with that show? Well, there are too many to list, but one of the major problems with that show is that this person just stumbles in to all of it. She just stumbles in and takes over the role of Batman. All the equipment's there, the identity's there, it's all created. You know, she just has to put on a wig and here we go. Now I'm Bat. Now I can be the Batwoman. She didn't earn it. And this is the same dynamic that is going on in Ghostbusters Afterlife. So a bunch of kids are going to find all this old equipment that, you know, still it all functions great. You know, that's another, it's a huge problem. People have already talked about it. For some reason, people are bringing up these problems and just giving it a pass. And it's like, these are not passable problems. None of this stuff should work. And even if it did, the fact these characters are just stumbling into something that they had nothing to do with, they don't have to earn anything, they're not creating anything. It's Batwoman all over again. They're just becoming Ghostbusters on accident. This has no, from a storytelling standpoint, this is garbage. It always will be garbage. No matter how many times you try to do it, it doesn't have any value from a storytelling standpoint. There's no arc to the characters. The kids don't have to make any sacrifices to become something more. They just find somebody else's accomplishments and take them as their own. This is garbage. Okay? And then, of course, we have the fact that children are going to be using highly dangerous equipment, even though they have no idea what they're doing. They didn't create it. They don't know how it works, really. They're just pushing buttons, essentially. Why? I, as an adult, have no desire to see this. Maybe as a children's movie, this is great. Maybe, you know, for the kids, this is a great movie. But to think that this is a viable, cohesive, intelligent continuation of the Ghostbusters saga is a joke. It is a complete joke. I don't want to see kids use this equipment. This is dangerous shit. It doesn't... No. This doesn't work. Why are people giving this film a pass? It is garbage. It is more garbage from studios that apparently have no new ideas. They can't seem to produce anything for this, for the new generation, for this time and place. It's all reboot. It's all hash. It is completely tired. So, in conclusion, I just want to... I don't understand. I mean, I get that there's a culture war going on and that people are... They're taking a victory lap or something because Ghostbusters Afterlife, it seems to be kind of an insult to Ghostbusters 2016. And it's like, okay, did it really need any further insult? It was an abysmal failure. It's a corpse. You want to go back and stab it a few more times? It's not necessary. It already failed. It's worthless. This is not a good film. This trailer is not good. And to praise it because you think it's actively deleting a film that wasn't even in the Ghostbusters timeline to begin with? Nonsense. This is not. I don't. I really don't understand the logic, and I don't respect it. And I don't know. I just find it to be a little bit juvenile. And, I would much prefer that people just judge something on its own merits. And it's obvious. There are so many videos already pointing out the myriad of problems with Ghostbusters Afterlife, but then they're tacking on this, like, oh, it's going to be great. No, it isn't. It's another piece of trash. It's another money grab, and it doesn't have any value. So, again, this might not be a popular take, but if you do appreciate the honesty, please give the vid a thumbs up and sub to the channel. I'll see you next time.